please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for the national anthem. Sorry, guys. Oh, it's not on? Help. I messed up. Okay. Awesome. All right, ready? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you. You may be seated this time. Thank you, Jessica. Well done. Good morning and welcome to the 2018 South Carolina Whitmore School graduation ceremony. My name is John Loveday. I'm the principal here at SC Whitmore School, and we are so pleased to have each and every one of you here today to celebrate this very special day. Today is about you, the graduates of 2018. Your hard work and dedication has made this day possible for you to walk across the stage and to receive your high school diploma. I want to start today by first thanking you and your parents for choosing to be a part of the SC Whitmore School family. As you all know, we are a public charter school, which means that no one in this room was zoned for our high school. You all researched and you chose to be a part of our school. And that really means a lot to us, to the faculty and the staff and the board behind me. So we want to thank you for entrusting us to provide you with a high quality public education. You will notice on the back of your program, we have listed the SC Whitmore School social media handles. And I would encourage you, if you don't already, to follow us on social media, interact with us on social media. Since our school's founded in 2010, word of mouth and social media are the two main ways that we spread the word about our school and that we enroll students. So I want to thank you in advance for helping to spread the word, and so we can keep enrolling students and serving for many years to come. At this time, I'd like to introduce the SC Whitmore School Board of Directors, our faculty and staff, as well as our distinguished commencement speaker. Without these folks, this day would not be possible. When I call your name, please stand and remain standing so you can be recognized. First, we have our Board of Directors: Ann Brown, DeJuan Council, Susan Durant, Chris McClure, Roger Sears, and Ashley Goodson. Next, our administration: Ebony Adams, our assistant principal; Michelle Bishop, our compliance coordinator; Kim Dunbar, our lead school counselor; Annette Havens, science teacher, testing coordinator, social media coordinator. She does a lot. And Dr. Amanda Riley, who's also our Spanish teacher and our director of curriculum and instruction. And last but not least, our faculty and staff. You know, what's neat about a virtual school is that we as a school, we can recruit the best teachers all across the state. You don't have to live in Columbia or Charleston or Myrtle Beach or Greenville. You can live anywhere in South Carolina. And that's a really powerful thing for us. We can find the right faculty and the right staff to serve our students and to help them be successful. And I think we have a great collection of faculty and staff here today. Ashley Cannon, social studies teacher. Brandon Carter, science teacher. Robin Carter, science teacher. Darcy Cruey, math teacher. Troy Crump, academic coach and electives teacher. Traylor Disbrow, school counselor. Casey Donahue, attendance coordinator and elective teacher. Jaquetta Gilbert, school counselor. Amber Goff, school counselor. Eric Catcher, social studies teacher. Susan Herring, director of human resources. Kristen Jones, English teacher. Tricia Lekovich, social studies teacher. Joe McIsaac, science teacher. Lakeisha Mitchell, English teacher. Vicki Robertson, data specialist. Jason Rowe, math teacher. Aaron Wheeler, special education teacher. Dr. Josie White, English teacher. And Summer Yan, office assistant. Back in the spring, SC Whitmore School science teacher Robin Carter was named the 2017-2018 Teacher of the Year by our faculty and staff. Since 2016, Mrs. Carter has brought her creativity and her incredible work ethic and has applied that to the consistent growth of our students as well as the consistent development of our school. So how good is Ms. Carter and her fellow science teachers, Mr. McIsaac and Ms. Havens? Well, to start, from 2016 to 2017, our school saw a 176% increase in the amount of students that were finishing their biology courses. On top of that, our students are currently passing their EOC and biology end-of-course test above both district and state average, and that's very hard to do. Mrs. Carter embodies everything, in my mind, that defines an effective teacher: compassion, empathy, intelligence, hard work, and dedication. We have a little plaque for Ms. Carter, and I'd like to embarrass her and ask her to come up really quickly and give her this plaque just to recognize and honor her dedication and service to SC Whitmore School. Now, a first for our school, our faculty and staff also nominated an Employee of the Year. So in the past, our school has never done this, but our school has grown a lot, both in students and faculty and staff. And we now have a very sizable office staff that works here in our central office in Columbia. And these office staff members, these are our school counselors, our attendance team, our enrollment team. The majority of our administration works here in Columbia. And what these folks do is very much behind the scenes, but they do a great job supporting our teachers and supporting our students. And our school would not be successful without the hard work that our office staff puts in. So I'm pleased to announce for the first time our 2017-2018 Employee of the Year is Mr. Casey Donahue. So Mr. Donahue, he has to stand and listen to me talk about him for a second. So every student in our school pretty much has had Mr. Donahue because he teaches a course called Cyber 101. It was designed to help students transition from a traditional brick and mortar school to an online school. And as you know, that transition can be difficult. But Mr. Donahue, every single day, brings his compassion, his empathy, his creativity to our school. So just give you a couple of data points to prove how effective this guy is. So over the past 2 years in particular, the number of students that are earning perfect attendance each month has increased by almost 500% in 2 years. Also, the number of students that are truant or on the verge of being truant, they're not attending very often, that number has decreased by 50%. Mr. Donahue and I actually started at SC Whitmore School about the same time, 5 years ago in the spring of 2013, and I've witnessed firsthand this guy in action. He comes to work every single day with a positive attitude, and I really do think if you asked, he would literally give you the shirt off his back. I just can't say enough good things about Casey Donahue, and I think it's very fitting that he is our first Employee of the Year. So Mr. Donahue, congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, before I introduce our commencement speaker today, I have just a couple of very brief thoughts to share with you. So, by a show of hands, how many of you have seen the Black Panther film that came out this past spring? Quite a few, right? Now, some may know this, and some of you may not. The star of that film, Chadwick Boseman, he's actually from Anderson, South Carolina. He graduated from T.L. Hanna High School in 1995, and he went on from there and attended Howard University in Washington, D.C. And he was actually back at Howard about a month ago to be their commencement speaker. And it went viral. He did a really, really great job. And there's one line in particular from that speech that really stuck out to me. So I'm going to read that to you right now. Mr. Boseman said, "When you are deciding on your next steps in life, your next job, your next career, whether to further your education and how to do that, you should first find purpose versus just a job or just a career, because purpose crosses all disciplines. Purpose is an essential element of you. It's the reason that you're on the planet at this particular time in history. Your very existence is wrapped up in things that you need to fulfill. Whatever you choose to do for a career path, remember the struggles along the way are only meant to shape you for your purpose." That was really powerful. Graduates, all I will share with you today, and my advice, is pretty simple. In life, never settle for less. Never choose just the easiest path. Push yourself and set high goals. When you fall down, get back up, because your dreams are your future, and never give up on your future. Next, we have our commencement speaker, and I'm really excited for you all to hear from Miss Shanice Cleckley. So Shanice is from Columbia, South Carolina. She's a graduate of Columbia College, where she majored in political science and public affairs. Ms. Cleckley is a wife, a mother of 4, a grandmother of 1, a small business owner, an active member of the community, an author, a business coach. I think I covered them all, right? She's an amazing person. And her story is very unique because it's one that is about overcoming adversity, displaying courage, working hard, achieving your dreams, even when life throws obstacles in your path. Seniors, you have in your bag a dessert called a cake pop. And it's actually made from Shanice. And to quote Shanice, is made with love and butter. I've had one personally, and they're very good. So if you don't want yours, just bring them to me. Please help me welcome Miss Shanice Cleckley.
Okay, as you can tell, I'm very Southern, so hey y'all. How y'all doing? I saw the graduates out there and I asked them, I said, "Are you excited?" They're like, "Yeah." I was like, "Really? Are you truly excited? Because you have accomplished something that many people have not." As you can see, I'm a little unorthodox. So that's a part of my story of reinvention that I've had to do as an adult. And not too long ago, I was sitting where you were, and at that time, it was at the Carolina Coliseum. I'm lying, that was 27 years ago. I still look good for my age. I do know I'm cute. So, but seriously, 27 years ago, I was a high school graduate. And like you, my journey to become a grad didn't look like everybody else. I was listening to transitioning from a brick and mortar. I've kind of done that twice, of course with business, but also like you guys, you had to do something different. So it didn't look like everyone else. For most teens who are graduating from high school, and you know I'm a baker, so I have to give you some baking references. When you graduate from high school, it's like taking a few classes, a few cups of classes, plus you take a heap of passing said classes. You sprinkle in a few high school experiences, such as football games, pep rallies, proms, dating. And yeah, that may be a little salty because you got a little disappointed or you had a bad date or something happened. But for the most part, for the average teenager, the journey to becoming a grad is a piece of cake. But that's not true for students like me and you. For students like me and you, we have a little different journey. And 27 years ago, I had to share my cake with my almost 2-year-old daughter. Yep, I was a teen mom. And at that time, we did not have a choice to go to a school like the South Carolina Whitmore School that will allow me to be in a safe environment. So I had to deal with a lot of things of being ostracized, being looked at a little differently, because my high school transcript said that I was an AP college-bound student who had extracurricular activities such as the Science Olympiad, marching band, 4 years of French, and I had classes that I was number 79 out of 435. So I was a pretty good student, but I had a little stigma called a baby. And when you're going in 1990s and 1991, that really wasn't something that people wanted to see, because that should not have been me, as many people would say. But I still remember my accomplishments, and I can't tell you that it was always going to be a great time or that you were going to have an easy way. My journey to becoming a grad like you was difficult, and there were dark days. I had a toddler, though, who was cheering for me in the stands, right over there, who said, as loud as can be, because like now it was kind of quiet, then all of a sudden you hear this baby say, "Yay, mommy!" That was one of the happiest moments of my life, because she got to see me early on do an accomplishment that was hard. So I'm gonna allow you for 5 seconds, just 5 seconds. We're gonna have a little pity party. Ready? 5 seconds. We ain't gonna do it long. Oh my God, high school was horrible. I had to go to the school online. Oh my God, these people talked about me. This is ridiculous. Oh my goodness, everything happened. Okay, y'all got it out? You got it? You got it out? Because let me tell you something. It may have been difficult. It may have been downright horrible, but luckily you did find some people who went alongside you, who believed in you just as much as you believed in yourself. You chose this school to come along beside you for the journey because you knew that you had something in you that you needed to accomplish, just like I did. Fine, it did not look like everyone else. Fine, when you got started in middle school, you didn't think it would be like this. But no matter what, you did it. You are here. Look around at your fellow classmates. You have on a cap, you have on a gown, you have on cords, you have family and friends to support you, you have this wonderful staff. I came out in my cute dress. I mean, really, we are ready to celebrate your accomplishments. And even though the road and the journey that you had didn't look like your neighbor, it didn't look like your cousin, it didn't look like everybody down the street, you are here today, right here, and the end result was the same as everybody else, you can say that you are a high school graduate. Many of you are honors graduate. So you did it. You took that piece of cake and you took a big old hunk of it and you ate it and it tasted sweet. So now you understand that you persevered. You ran your race, you didn't stop, and you are a graduate. And no one, I mean absolutely no one, can take that away from you. Always remember that you are not the sum total of your experiences. Your experiences are just your experiences, but they don't define you. A theme that you will hear is that they help shape you and mold you. Your path to greatness didn't look like everyone else, but you are uniquely made with a set of skills and gifts that will help you navigate your experiences through life. You are superhumans. You were created for a time such as this. You will be able to serve your community with honor and integrity and with the know-how that was already in you. The only thing you did was come to this school so that they can shape you and give you more, but your superhuman strength was already inside. And you will be able to share that with kindness and with love. Now, everything is a choice. Just like you chose to come to here, just like you chose to keep going, you can choose to take these experiences and view them negatively or positively. You can make the decision to share joy or despair. But I'm going to take a wild guess, and I'm going to say that you're going to decide to spread joy. Why? Because you're getting your diploma today. You are graduating. You kept going, and you did it by any means necessary. You're a fighter. You made the decision to turn hardship into victory. You're a winner. And now I charge you to make a decision to learn from your experiences and positively propel them and prepare yourself forward to your new season in life. Use what you've had here and what went on to get you here in order to make it a positive reminder that you are capable of doing anything that you can set your mind and your heart to. You could have dropped out, you could have stopped learning, but instead you finished. You are great. If no one has ever told you, and if you didn't believe it, let me tell you right now, you're awesome. Because I've been cyber stalking you. And I got to see a little bit of each of you when it was put up on social media. You not only graduated, you made the trek to come right here to let us celebrate you. And for many of you, that was even more difficult. But again, you're awesome, and you were born to greatness. Now, like any good speaker, I gotta get back on track. I gotta give you the little 4 points and words and stuff to help you be a grad, all that good stuff. But this will help you. This will help you become the person that you're supposed to be. Number one, I need to make sure that you understand that you need to grab every opportunity that fits your life mission. You may not know right now what the purpose is, but you have a mission. And you can decide what that mission is, on how much and how little you will contribute to society. Now, you may be fearful, I understand, but do it in the fear. You did this, you went to an online school, you had not seen it done before, but you did it, and you completed it to the best of your ability. Number two, reinvent when necessary. Reinvention is taking the old version of you, the outdated version of you, and changing it all around to the new version of you, so that that new version can propel you into a place of prosperity. I did not want to close my brick and mortar. It was really nice. It was what I had worked for. But I had to let that old model die. Look at it this way. You can't take an old car and put it in a new showroom. If you go into any showroom, you see what? The latest model, 2018. And in some places, you see the future model. So you can't take your old model into the future showroom. It's just not going to happen. So reinvent yourself when necessary and know when it's time to do it, and be okay with having a new version of yourself. Number 3, I need you to acknowledge your genius. You have a superpower. I have a 1990s reference, and y'all gonna look at me crazy, but I love it. You are effortlessly dope. Y'all know what dope is? It's like sick, you know, that kind of thing. But you are. And you have to tell yourself that. I'm a genius. Now, don't get arrogant with it. But know you're smart. You're a genius. You're amazing. You have done some awesome things. My son is 4 years old. Well, one of my, you see, I have 4 children. As you see, as I told you earlier, my oldest child will be 29 on Tuesday. My youngest child is 4. The 4-year-old does things very differently than the 29-year-old. And I have to even treat him differently. So when I acknowledge his genius, I have to ask him, I said, how was school today? He says, do the numbers. 0 was bad, 5 was good, 10 was awesome, 100 was amazing, 1,000 was super awesome amazing. When you look at yourself in the mirror, do your numbers. Okay, self, how was my day? How am I treating myself? Am I 0, 10, 5, or 1,000? Super awesome amazing. Treat yourself and own that you are super awesome amazing. And last but not least, number 4, is dream big. The bigger, the better. As life goes on, many of you are going to college, some of you are going to work, some of you are going to military service, and you're going to get into the rat race of reality. Classes again, paying bills, all those different things. And what that can do is get you into kind of a rut. Just a thing where you're just living life, but you're not living it abundantly. What dreams do is dreams help you propel to something bigger. It helps you get out of that space of being mediocre to going to greatness. Because when you dream to something that you think you can't obtain, but you strive for it. And that's what I need for you to continue to do. Continue to strive for bigger and better. Because why? You're dope, remember? You're great. So, because I know you guys are like super awesome amazing, my acronym was GRAD. You are going to grab hold of the opportunities. You're going to reinvent when necessary. You're going to acknowledge your greatness, and you're going to dream bigger. I believe in you guys. I know that you can do it. You have had obstacles that you've overcome, and you're victorious. So now let's band together, meet your people, understand your journey, and know that you're dope. I appreciate you allowing me to speak these words of wisdom into you. And I pray that when you go into your next season in life, you will take some of this and be as successful as you already are. Congratulations.
We will now hear from our salutatorian, Ms. Hope Sawyer.
So I can't beat that because I'm nervous. But hi, I'm Hope. I started at Whitmore last year, and I was able to finish this year. I prepared a speech and then just left it on the ground. But we did it, guys. And none of us have the same story, and none of us will. I was adopted at 16 years old. I have not had an easy life, but school has always come easy. So while I'm a salutatorian and I worked hard, it wasn't as hard as it was for some of you guys. And you guys did it. We all did it, and we did it together. Whether you come from a good past, whether you have good parents or bad parents. For me, my teachers helped me get through it. I had a lot of teachers step in middle school that changed my life. They encouraged me to do better and be better. And I'm here today because of that. So thank you, teachers. Whether you have helped a student or will help a student, you are helping. And congrats, guys. And thank you, parents, whether you're a good parent or a bad parent, whether you're adopted or you're not. Those people have changed your life, and they will continue to shape who you are. So thank all of you, and congratulations.
Thank you, Hope. So at this time, we would like to recognize several seniors who were nominated by their teachers for exemplifying academic excellence in their core subjects. Actually, we have two that are here today. One of the teachers could not be here with us, so I will present the math award on her behalf. So this student has demonstrated insightful, thorough, timely responses in all of her math courses at South Carolina Whitmore School. She's graduating 1 year early while maintaining a cumulative GPA average over 4.0 and has been Student of the Month and 12th grade Student of the Year. Recognizing her as a dedicated, determined, and driven student, I want to congratulate Shukro Masinides as the 2018 Math Achievement Award. Please come up and accept your award. Is Connor Wick here? All right. I will actually ask Mr. McIsaac to come up and present this award, the Science Award. You can come on up, Connor.
I never knew what type of reply to or answer to expect from Connor Wick. Sometimes I would get a dystopian future where you would do nothing but what the state wants you to say, you will see nothing but what the state wants you to see, and you will be nothing but what the state wants you to be. Or another answer, same course, where it is a cold afternoon in the Venezuelan Andes. Rays from the sun beat down on the alpine regions below, but the temperatures remain cool. Throughout this time period, short, wispy tan grasses sway in the wind. I never knew what I was going to come next from Connor, and I'd like to give him the Science Achievement Award.
We also nominated a Student of the Month for the month of May, so I would ask Mrs. Gilbert, her school counselor, to come up and say a few words. I didn't say her name, it's supposed to be a surprise. Or maybe everybody knows.
It is with great pleasure and honor that I would like to present our Student of the Month. This young lady is an amazing student. She is graduating 1 year early. She actually came to me a few months ago and decided she wanted to graduate early, and is such a great accomplishment because she had about 5 or so credits to go, but she was really determined. She took some dual enrollment courses. She took really challenging courses here, and she pulled it off a week before the deadline. I am so proud of this young lady. Let's congratulate Haley Wilkerson.
We would also like to recognize our graduates who were given honor cords this morning. When I call your name, please stand. The graduates with the gold honor cords maintained at least a GPA of 3.5 or higher. Mackenzie Addis, Ansley Anderson, Rayco Berry, Joseph Cates, Alexandria Foster, Nicholas Goebel, Rebecca Gregory, Caitlin Hall, Trevor Hiltz, Molly Hudson, Selena Husbands, Marissa Jackson, Heather Kidd, Madison Naggs, Lovely Ladd, Kevin Lopez, Shukro Messinides, Tara Ramey, Leslie Reyes, Alexis Saab, Hope Sawyer, Alyssa Scarenzi, Bailey Shea, Connor Wick, and Tamara Irvin. And Taylor Tipton. Sorry. Let's show Taylor. You can have a seat. Next, we have the graduates with the Sky Blue Honor Cords. These students completed high school 1 year early. Rayco Berry, Trevor Hiltz, Marissa Jackson, Kevin Lopez, Shukro Messinides, Hope Sawyer, Alyssa Scarenzi, Taylor Tipton, and Haley Wilkerson. You may be seated. And we actually have one graduate here who graduated 2 years early, and that is Mr. Joseph Cates. Let's give him a round of applause. You may be seated. Next, we would like to recognize our graduates with our graduate with the red, white, and blue honor cord. This student is currently enlisted in the U.S. Navy, and we want to say thank you for serving our country. Miss Alexis Saab, please stand. Okay, last but not least, I would like to recognize our graduates with the red honor cords. These three, well, I should have given one to Joseph, but these three students began 9th grade with us and continued to flourish throughout their senior year of high school. Tamara Irvin, Trevor Hiltz, and Joseph Cates. All right, you may be seated. South Carolina Whitmore School Blue Diamond Society was formed to recognize outstanding seniors who have embraced the mission of South Carolina Whitmore School. South Carolina Whitmore School Blue Diamond Fellows must be currently in the 12th grade and eligible to graduate in this academic year, model a character of integrity, leadership, service, and academic achievement, have been enrolled for at least 1 year, be recommended by a South Carolina Whitmore School teacher, and have earned a minimum of a 4.0 GPA at South Carolina Whitmore School. Each student will receive a $1,000 merit scholarship to be used for a 2 or 4 year college or a career skills enhancement certification. Students were asked to write an essay on the topic of how South Carolina Whitmore School will school your way. As I read excerpts from your essay, please come forward to receive your blue diamond pin. For me, School My Way meant that I was able to focus on the things that I needed more time to master and work quickly through the things that I already knew. School My Way meant that I could work on school and still dedicate time to my two passions, dance and volunteering. Ms. Tamara Irvin, please come up and accept your pin. School Your Way has given me opportunities I never thought I could have. I'm able to walk to do my schoolwork at my own pace. SC Whitmore has no semesters and allows me to access my work 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. I'm also able to use my own learning style and learn in a comfortable learning environment. As a matter of fact, I'm able to spend more time with my family and friends. I have the flexibility to do different activities each day. Thanks to South Carolina Whitmore School, I've been able to travel to Panama City Beach, Charlotte, St. Louis, all while staying on track with my schoolwork. I was also able to join a very competitive lacrosse team and volunteer with various organizations a few days a week. Ms. Delina Husbands. My teachers have always been willing to help when I'm struggling. We're more than happy to set up a time to meet and work around my schedule. I was still able to work, go to my internship, and do my regular day-to-day stuff without having to work around class times. It was great to be able to work at my own pace and jump ahead of my grade. I love being a student at South Carolina Whitmore School, and I want to give a big thanks to everybody. Ms. Marissa Jackson. The flexibility SC Whitmore offers is unparalleled. Being able to work in my courses at any time, day or night, frees up a lot of time. I can pursue hobbies, take day trips, and even enroll in classes at a local technical school to earn college credit. The versatility and focus on the individual that SC Whitmore School offers are just a few of the many ways it is school my way. Ms. Heather Kidd. I thoroughly enjoy working at my own pace to complete all of my lessons. Being a young mother is hard, but the South Carolina Whitmore School Your Way has been a positive addition to my new busy life. I have persevered through my struggles and will continue to strive for the best future for me and my son. Ms. Tar Ramey. South Carolina Whitmore School has given me many opportunities in my education. I've been able to apply the motto, school your way, to my everyday life. In my first year at South Carolina Whitmore School, I was able to travel around with my parents while still accomplishing a large amount of school. I was able to complete my sophomore, junior, and a large part of my senior credits. South Carolina Whitmore School has given me the ability to do school on my time and go as fast or as slow as I need to. I am extremely grateful for the opportunities South Carolina Whitmore School has given me. Ms. Hope Sawyer. Last but not least, schooling my way at SC Whitmore School has allowed me to work at my own time, on my own time, and at my own pace. I was allowed to do my schoolwork in the mornings, or even if I was busy, then I could work in the evenings. I started South Carolina Whitmore School close to the beginning of the school year as an 11th grader, but because I was able to go to do school my way, I'm now graduating 1 year early after gaining all of my credits. Ms. Alyssa Scarenzi. Graduates, please stand. I present you the class of 2018. Please process to the stage. Family and friends, we have only one rule. When you hear your graduate's name, please yell as loud as you can. Mackenzie Addis. Ansley Anderson. Cameron Atchison. Loring Barr. Hunter Baum. Rico Berry. James Blackwell. Shelby Blocker. Simon Burnett. Tamara Irvin. Alexandria Foster. Chase Garrett. James Jeter. Nicholas Goebel. Rebecca Gregory. Zaria Griffin. Caitlin Hall. Devin Hiller. Trevor Hills. Xavier Holman. Amaje Howard. Selena Husbands. Marissa Jackson. Michael Jackson. Maggie Johnson. Heather Kidd. Madison Nags. Lovely Ladd. Dalton Lavinia. Kevin Lopez. Shukro Macinides. Molina Dominguez. Chastity Myers. Cornecia Platt. Tara Rainey. Tara Rainey. Good job. Haley Randolph. Leslie Reyes. Alexis Saab. Hope Sawyer. Matea Sawyer. Alyssa Scarenzi. Bailey Shea. Kylie Trower. Leah Trower. Montrevious Washington. Connor Wick. Haley Wilkerson. Sunny Berg. Joseph Cates. Molly Hudson. And Taylor Tipton. We will now have the conferring of the graduates by Mr. McClure.
Now, by the virtue of the authority vested in me through the board, the directors of South Carolina Whitmore School and the state of South Carolina, I confer upon you each your high school diploma with all the rights, privileges, responsibilities, and obligations belonging thereunto, and all for my sincere congratulations. And now, graduates, please rise. It's time to move your tassels from the right side to the left side, signifying your graduation. If you ever forget which side your tassel goes on, remember that you wear it over the left side where your heart is. Remind you of South Carolina Whitmore School. Please remain seated, everyone, until all the faculty, staff, and graduates exit. Thank you so much.